Hey guys, and welcome back to the Simple Car Guide channel. In today's video, I will be attempting to replace the headlight lens for my BMW Z4. To do so, we will have to remove the bumper cover and of course the headlight itself. If you're wondering what happened, well, unfortunately my little dog here accidentally knocked over a piece of wood that fell right on top of the headlight, cracking it in multiple places and basically destroying it. She's fine, of course, if you're wondering. As you can see, she wasn't scared or hurt in any way, so she's all good. But since the headlights are so expensive for this car, I figured I'd try replacing the lens before buying an entire unit or involving insurance. So let's give that a try and hopefully it works. To fully remove a headlight from BMW Z4 E89, you will have to remove a couple of screws here at the top, and you will also need a T30 Torx socket like this. So just one here, one here. These come off pretty easy, and the headlight moves now, but unfortunately now we have to remove the bumper cover in order to get to the other bolts on the bottom. So let's do that now. Here at the top, I just removed this weather strip, and then we have another 6 bolts to remove, same T30. I think the bumper should start popping off now. I didn't loosen all of the screws on that side because I think I can get away with just removing it halfway. Let's see. So clearly the bumper is pretty much off, and I think I can get to the screws that I need to get to. It is still being held in by 3 or 4 screws in the wheel arch on the other side, and I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm just going to put something here to support it so it doesn't fall down. But I don't want to remove it completely. Just this gives me a little bit of a point to start with, so I can put it back in and have all the correct gaps basically. All right, I brought you in a little bit closer, and here we can see what we need to remove. This is the first screw that needs to be removed, and the second one's going to be right over there. Right there. All right, so I got another T30, and it's much smaller obviously, so it should be able to fit in there just fine. To make it just a little bit easier, I removed the horn. Almost removed the horn. There it is. Just moved it down so I can have a slightly better access to that last one. And that one. There's the last one. A little bit of a pain, but not too bad. Now we should be able to remove the headlight. There's one plug here on top. Not an easy plug to get off, but it came off. That's it. The headlight is now fully removed. Wow, it's a heavy thing. All right, so here's the removed headlight. I'm gonna take it inside and see how I can remove the lens and what it takes to install a new one. Once inside, I got straight to work. And to make it a little easier to remove the lens from the headlight, I decided to cut through it with an oscillating tool. The adhesive used to bond the lens to the headlight is extremely strong here, and there's no way I could have removed it all in one piece unless I took everything apart and baked it in the oven first. I had to be extra careful on top of the unit, as it's very easy to go through the lens and cut into the inner plastic. A few minutes of careful cutting later, the lens was ready to come off. I used a flathead screwdriver to help it come off in areas where it didn't cut all the way through, which definitely helped to separate the two pieces. Alright, the old one is removed. The cracked lens is removed. Now we have to be super careful here. We do not want to touch any of the stuff on the inside. Once you do, you may ruin the finish and you'll never have it the same. I then removed the plastic piece on top of the headlight, as it was covering the joint that I wanted to start with. And once removed, I used my oscillating tool to cut in 2 more slits into the remaining lens plastic, since I figured it would be easier to remove it in chunks. With plenty of heat and lots of stabbing with a flathead, I eventually levered that out with a pair of pliers. Well, first piece is always the hardest. Now we can kind of go slice by slice almost. I stepped away at it for the next half an hour, warming up the silicone-looking glue until it was too hot to touch, and then using my flathead screwdriver and pliers to peel the lens away, one slow inch at a time. Of course, by the time I removed a small section, the glue would solidify and I would have to reheat it again and again and again just to remove the next couple of inches. All right, piece removed. This is a slow and tedious work, but at least now you know what you're signing up for if you're looking to do this yourself. Alright, now all that's left is to remove this super hard glue, epoxy, whatever thing is. Oh man. Removing this factory silicone glue was by far the most difficult part of this job. I tried using just a flathead and some heat, but that simply did not do anything. So I reverted back to my oscillating tool. So I would cut a line on both sides of the groove, heat it up as hot as I would dare, and then poke at it with a flathead screwdriver. Okay, so the trick is get it super hot basically until it's very malleable, and then it comes off a little bit easier. It's still gonna take, I would imagine, at least an hour, maybe more. People do say to just put it in the oven, but then you have to like take all of these off. I don't know if I want to do that. And then you still have to keep putting it in the oven every 5 minutes because it cools off, obviously. So I'll do this for a while and see how annoyed I get. And there are actually a few staples on here. There's one here in the bottom. I think I saw another one somewhere. So you gotta be careful with those, especially when you're taking the glass out. But yeah, there are definitely a couple of them holding the lens in. This took well over an hour and lots of my patience, but eventually I got most of the glue out of the groove. It also felt very satisfying when I got a big chunk out all in one piece once in a while. Well, that was a lot of work, so let's take a 30-second break to check out this Astro AI tire pump. It can inflate a 225 by 40 R18 tire from 16 to 36 psi in 3 minutes. Includes adapters for inflating tires, balls, inflatables, and anything you can think of. It features dual motors for high pressure and high volume inflation. Works from 12 volts of your car, regular 120 volt plug, or 20 volt battery. So it's perfect to keep in the garage and save money on fuel by keeping your tires at perfect pressure. Check out the links in the description to get yours. Alright, so I have cleaned up as best I can, removed as many little things from the inside as possible. Of course there's going to be some left, but I don't think it's too bad. So just use a microfiber cloth. Now I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol and clean all of the grooves. Let me show you what they look like now. As you can see, they're definitely not perfect, and I have, destroyed a couple of parts here. Like I went through with my cutting, well, with the knife or something, not really sure with what, but it melted and came out a little bit, but it should be fine. That's probably one of the worst areas here as well, in the corners. The corners are really difficult, but I tried to get as much of it out as possible. This is kind of a last ditch effort for me, so if it doesn't work, well, I'm going to be looking for a used headlight, but it took a long time. So what I'm going to do now is just clean all of the grooves and then use one of these butyl, not sure, the sealant. So it comes in these rolls. I'm going to stretch it out, get it in the hole, warm it up, put the lens in, clamp it down, warm it up again, and then we should be good. After a thorough wipe with rubbing alcohol, I put the sealant rope into the groove. After finishing the first layer, it didn't look like it was enough to me, so I added another layer on top of that. From what I understand, we want the sealant to fully seal the lens once installed and be waterproof. So more is better in this case. That way it goes around both sides of the glass, melts around it, and basically makes a perfect seal in the future. The lens fits perfectly on top of the sealant, so now it's time to heat it all up as much as possible and clamp it down once the sealant is malleable. Okay, it's actually working. I warmed it all up, now I can just squeeze it and it's going in, spreading around. I'm just gonna go all the way around the light, make sure everything's warmed up and push it in, clamp it down, install it in the car tomorrow. So I'm not pushing everything in everywhere, I'm just kind of getting it in to sink in just 1/4 of an inch, like 1/8 of an inch. So I can align it properly, and now I can do the top, do the same thing, and then go all the way around a few more times until it's fully in place. I'm just gonna put one on this end because it keeps coming apart and pulling the, whatever the glue thing is out. So I'm just gonna set it in here and leave it. That way when I'm doing these parts, it's not coming out here because I'm kind of putting pressure on the other side. Heating up the joints, clamping them down, and going to the next section worked really well for me. I did this for a while until it was fully seated and I was happy with the result. And here is the final result. I let it sit overnight with a few clamps on each side to make sure everything dries in the correct spot, and what can I say? I'm super happy with the result. Now, let's go put it back in the car. Now I'm just going to test fit the bumper, so I'm not going to reassemble this yet, but I want to see if it actually is in the correct position. Okay, so we're pretty close, but clearly there's a gap here. So I mean, it's going to move a little bit that way, but I don't think it should be that much of a gap because everything else looks fine. Like obviously this will go up a little bit to make the seam good. Yeah, I think I need to move this up and that way just a little bit. So let's see if I can readjust that. Might be just this one at the top. Let me try that. All right, that looks about right for me. So if I move this in just a little bit, and I will, because I see there's about 1/4 inch I can do. That should fit perfectly. All right, let's take it back off and make sure everything's reassembled correctly. Perfect line. And that's the final result. We went from a destroyed, cracked lens to a fully functional, beautiful, clear lens on my BMW Z4. I'm so happy with the result and how it turned out. Not only did I save close to $1,000, learned a new skill, but also prevented more parts going into landfill. I hope you have enjoyed this video or at least learned something useful. If you have, like the video, leave your comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more automotive content. I'll see you guys in the next one.